Hey guys, groundskeeper here. I just wanted to show you the latest update on the e-bike. So this is my e-bike kit that I built. It came with a 48 volt, 13.5 amp hour Yo's power battery, and controller and wiring is in there. LCD screen's up there. I got it all working. It's nice and fixed up here so it comes on nicely, and this thing will go pretty fast. And anyway, needless to say, I blew a tire the other day when I was riding, so I got to put a new tire on that. Got the old rim from the rear from the track, and I'm probably just going to take the tube out of that and stick it in the tire there. It's just a quick fix. I don't have a tube at the moment, so I put a new controller bag on here. The old one was the last one was a Wawa bag that I had taped on there, and it really looked crappy. So this looks slightly less crappy. And as you can see, the battery is still in its current position, mounted on its holder right here, and that's just got one screw through it. So I bungeed it right to the rack. Works. Put a new seat on. It's a little bit puffier and a little bit more comfortable for when I'm riding, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So I'm just going to turn that off. Turn it off. Let's see. Okay, there, it went off. Good. And we're going to keep the battery off too. So it's fully charged at the moment. It's ready to go. All I got to do is put a new tire on that. So got a bunch of projects here. Going to go a quick rundown on some of the stuff. So over here is a motorcycle. Yes, I haven't done motorcycles for a while. This is an old Yamaha. I believe it's a twin jet is the make. And you know, I got into these electric bikes. I really got in head over heels into electric bikes. So I decided I'm going to get myself an old motorcycle, strip it down, and electrify it. The intention is to put a electric motor on the rear, possibly a dual motor setup on this one, and haven't got there yet. Obviously, as you can see, it's a POS, and but it's a lot better looking than when I got it, because the guy had just 3 cardboard boxes and a frame, so he was sort of like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. And so I gave him $100 and got the bike. Theoretically, I could put this thing back together probably. I think most of the parts are here, carbs, whatnot. And, you know, but these are old points motorcycles. There's no electronic ignition, that kind of thing. And there's no title on this either. So it's, I figured it'd be fun to drop the motor off there, put an electric motor on it, and electrify it. So that's an ongoing project. Over here there's a carpentry project going on for, you may remember, I showed, I think I showed a video anyway, I'm not sure if I did, of a window well cover that I built for one of my clients. And she has these kind of old style windows in her house, and she wanted some window well covers to go over the window wells that match the house. So I got these old windows, and we're basically putting a 2x4 frame around the outside, some plywood on the sides. Makes a real nice window well cover instead of the plastic things that always fade and look really crappy and break. Over here we have a bicycle that I trash picked the other day, and this was sitting next to somebody's trash can like they were throwing it out. I said, man, that'd be a really nice bike. I used to have a Ross years ago, and I really like the shape of the frame, and once again it needs some updating. This only has a front brake, the rear brake's missing. The gears, I'm guessing it's an old 10-speed, maybe 12-speed, not sure. And I found a rack that I had bought at a garage sale, so I'm going to throw that on the back. Don't know if this one's going to become electric. This might just be a sort of round town bike. And so over here, this is really what I wanted to do the video on. I got a good deal on this electric bike here. I bought it online on eBay. It's a Vivi e-bike, 500 watt motor. It's got 3 levels of pedal assist. It'll do, I probably had it up to, with my cell phone, up to about 25 miles an hour. Now you can see it's just got the real cheap controller on there. There's no LCD screen or anything, but I'm happy with a lot of the features of this bike. And you may still be able to find these on sale. I think what they're trying to do is phase out these types of bikes because they're going over to a 4-inch tire here. And this one's like, I don't know, 2.5 maybe. By old school standards, this is a pretty thick tire, but by modern standards, it's a thin tire. And so what a lot of these bike guys are doing is they're putting these fat tires on these bikes. A 20x4 is real common. 20x3 is getting more popular, and they're phasing out these ones. So they're good. There's some good deals out there on eBay and Amazon and so forth for bikes that have the thinner tires. Now, I've been riding bicycles for many years, and of course, one of the first things you learn when you're riding a bicycle is that the fatter the tire, the wider the contact patch with the ground is. So that's this little patch right here where the tire is actually making contact with the ground, and that's going to affect the amount of torque that's being caused, and it's going to affect your ability to go faster or longevity while you're riding, or making it much harder to ride. So the fatter your tire is, it'll make your ride really smooth and comfortable, you know, and it helps to absorb it helps to cushion your ride. But as far as using motor power, it's using a lot more motor power to push that big fat tire along than it is to push a thinner tire like this. And you know, of course, all your road racing guys, they use tires that are very skinny, and that's because it has a very small contact patch on the ground. Anyway, on to the features of this bike. It has a 4 LED headlight up here. Haven't even taken the plastic off yet, but even with the plastic on, it provides a good ample amount of light. I've put that on at nighttime, and really was impressed with how bright the headlight is, and that's a really good safety feature. And it also has a tail light too. I was really surprised, for considering how cheap this bike was. And the pictures don't do it justice. I was really impressed by how sturdy this rack feels. It really is quite solid, and it's attached in 4 positions there. It has a rear shock. I'm sure this is a pretty chintzy rear shock, and it does help a little bit. You know, I'm sure if I was a 100-pound guy riding one of these, that would provide an ample amount of shock resistance, but it's still pretty bumpy. And also has the front shocks on there too. It's got disc brakes. It came with fenders. It's got a half throttle right here, which is kind of handy. I don't know how happy I am about that, whether I want a full throttle or a half throttle, but you know, the bike kit that I built myself is full throttle. The whole grip is the throttle, and this one's a half throttle. It's got these little hand pads here for your palms. I guess if you tilted the handlebars forward a little bit further, that could kind of give you a bit of relaxation while you're riding. Little bell. It's okay. Does the job. That's about it. It folds in the middle right here. It's a very simple folding mechanism. This just has a little clip, pops up, opens up, You guys have seen stuff like that before, I'm sure. I'm not going to waste time showing you how it folds and how it comes back. But and of course the front handlebars, likewise, they have a little clip there. That's a little rattly and not the best quality there, but it does the trick. And if you really want to get clever, you can quick release the handlebars up top here, and there's a quick release on this too. That'll give you height adjustment on the handlebars. I have it set really low right now because I like to be able to just kind of sit on it like that. It's got a really nice adjustable kickstand down here, and you know the old school kickstands, of course, were always under the middle of the bike. Nowadays they're putting them further on the back of the bike, and that's handy, and does a good job. It's got a nice little rubber foot on the end there, and it leans just the right angle there so that it's easy to stand and remain standing. This one does not have folding pedals, but the pedals are nice and wide, and they're plastic. I mean, they're cheap. So this bike ran me, I believe it was $409 delivered, which I thought was a pretty good price. It was on sale, and there was an electronic coupon, and it turned out that I had some money just sitting in my PayPal account that I'd forgotten about, and so I transferred that back over to my bank, and so I ended up putting that towards this purchase as well. So I think it ended up running me about $320, something like that, for a fully functional e-bike. That's a pretty good price. I wanted something folding that I could put in the back of my car here, and this is a very old RAV4, and fold the seats down. Got tons of junk in there at the moment, but there's still room for this guy. And the seat that it came with, well, it is padded. It's not very padded, so I'm going to replace that shortly. And it's got the really custom graphics on there, so, you know, despite that, that's going to be out of here soon for a nice seat. I might replace the controller too, although I'm quite happy with this controller. It's very basic. It can turn your bike on, it can turn the light on and off. That's about it. There's nothing more than that. It's got low, medium, and high pedal assist, and it's got a little battery meter down here that shows you how much battery power you have. This bike, unfortunately, it's only a 7.8 amp hour battery, which isn't a lot of battery power. My guess is it'll probably do about 20 miles before it starts packing up. But I've ridden it without the battery, and it's okay. It's a little bicycle, basically does the trick, and great for around town though, that sort of thing. And as I say, the skinnier tires, for me personally, are a bonus because there's a smaller contact patch and much easier to ride and so forth. So anyway, just wanted to show you guys this. Also, special feature, we have a custom phone mount. So I whipped this thing up the other night. Wanted to make a little video of me riding the bike as well. And as you can see, this is just a 3/4 inch T. I cut a slot out of the bottom of it right there. It just snaps right onto the handlebars. This is a piece of 3/4 inch PVC that fits in that T right there. And I sliced it down vertically until it left about 2 inches right there. Took a heat gun, bent this one direction, the other direction, bent a vertical in it, slipped my cell phone in there, and as you can see, I'm going to slide the cell phone in right now, and it works pretty good. I got a zip tie here that I slide on like that, and holds the cell phone in place nicely. And we'll do another video of this shortly, of me actually riding it. There's all my junk in the garage. Good Lord. And that's about it for today, guys. So I'm heading out to a job right now, so got to take care of some clients and some work so they can have some more money to buy some more projects. Take care. Groundskeeper checking out. Bye.